It's a nice way to start the day. You know, a lot has been covered. Let me just highlight a couple things that I think are important. First, the leadership of Butch, Marty, Tim, thank you. Local 396, I will tell you, and I know Senator Cafaro and Representative Gerberry are here too, being down in Columbus. This local is the envy of all of the other locals, not just in Ohio, but throughout the entire region because of what's been happening here. So I just want to say thank you because nothing good happens without leadership. And again, Eastern Gateway, ARC, everything that's happened here. You mentioned the Chamber of Commerce. I remember back 12 years ago, we started having a meeting, and I start most of my speeches today, or talks today, with remembering back 10 or 12 years ago, when we started having meetings with the Chamber of Commerce, the building trades, the UAW, local elected officials from the state, county, federal level, and we all just started to sit down and talk to each other. And figured out that if anything good's going to happen, it's going to happen because we all come together. And these things that we are celebrating today, cutting pipe, these things just don't happen. And this is really the only point I want to make. And obviously thank Congressman Johnson as well. Our staffs work extremely well together. We kind of leave our disagreements that we have in Washington for the most part, because there's so much work and opportunity here. And as he said, and as I say, I don't care who we have to work with. I don't care if you're in the Green Party, the Constitution Party, it doesn't matter. If you're going to help us get investment into the local community, you know, we need to all be on the same page, business, labor, and the politicians. And so I want to thank Congressman Johnson for that, as well as Governor Kasich for helping facilitate this money. But just to drive home, these things don't happen. We have had a long-term economic development plan in this community for 10 to 12 years that we've all been working on. And it started with us just sitting down and talking to each other, bringing down the walls. Then, as was stated earlier, in the middle of the last decade, we wanted to be included in the ARC. And there was a lot of pushback from some people saying, well, do we really want to be included into this? Because then we're going to get stigmatized as we're going to be. Yes. You know why? Because there's opportunity to get investments for our counties if we're part of the ARC. So we went ahead and did it. And it wasn't exactly the most popular thing to do. And here we are today, getting money from the ARC because a lot of people in this community showed leadership. And I think that's very, very important. And then here we come down the pike with other issues, with auto, and now oil and gas. And here we are. People can come to a community and sit down with the president of the Chamber of Commerce, Tom Humphreys, call Bill Johnson, call Tim Ryan, call a county commissioner, call a state rep, and they're on the phone. Call a mayor. Boom, they're on the phone. And we have seen the image of the area sorely change. We have seen national and international press reflect the renaissance that's happening in the Mahoning Valley. We have our local union locals who are the envy of other areas. And the most exciting part about all of this is just the beginning. I think that's the most exciting thing. And those of us who are on the front lines know that the opportunities that are being presented to our community now are incredible. And you come here and you see it. We were up a few weeks ago at BEC. Chris is here, Rex Ferry's shop, and exploding. And it's a huge opportunity for our young people who for so many years heard the stories about, oh, I could go to this steel mill and I could get fired or quit, and I could walk across the street and go get another job, or I could walk down the street and I didn't like it there, I could go over here and this and that, and I'd end up at Delphi, or I'd end up at GM. These are the opportunities that are being presented now. And that's why we've got to continue to work together. We've got to continue to get our Port Authority beefed up so that we can take advantage of a lot of these opportunities that are coming in, and have all the tools in our economic toolbox in place so that when the big dogs that are already kind of coming here want help we can say you go here, 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 here. You need workforce development, go to Eastern Gateway. We already got a grant, got some momentum going. You know, you need this company, here they are. You need that company, here they are. You need YSU, here they are. You need federal support, Democrat, Republican, here they are. You need Senator Schiavone, Senator Cafaro, here they are. We're all working together. And it makes it so easy for the business people to come here and want to do business. And that's the magic that's been happening here lately, is that they know we're all on the same page, we're all on the same team, and we're all pushing in the same direction. That has not always been the case, but it is now, and we're seeing the benefits from it. And you think about those stories, you know, I'm half Italian too, so I hear the same stories of that opportunity. And the last thing I'd like to say too is part of that process was getting Eastern Gateway to come up into Mahoning and Trumbull County. And Governor Strickland was a big part of making sure that that happened. And I remember when he got in, the first thing he asked our community collectively, what do you want? And our first priority was a community college. And we got it. So you just go through how we've been building this for the long term. Because a lot of people want, you know, here comes GM and going to drop 16,000 jobs. Those days are over. And we recognize that after hoping they would come back. But we built this infrastructure, and it is now carrying forward. And lastly, let me just say, it takes investment. And I know there's a big, and I don't want to get political, but it takes public investments to train our workforce. And that's what this grant is. It's a public investment. And we provide the seeds, the investment, the training, the education, the infrastructure, and then let all these really smart business people come in and take advantage of that. And so it's got to be a balance between the public and the private. Of course, the private's going to drive it, but we got to do what's necessary on our side to make these basic investments. So I was just going to say I'm tickled pink to be here, but I just realized I had pink on, and that was a really cheesy thing to say. I'm not going to. It's actually salmon. Is it pink? Well, I just wear it. But let me just say thank you, and I do want to thank Jackie and Chris Couples from my staff too, who have done a great job. And just working together and making sure that under the radar we're all on the same page, pushing forward regardless of the national rhetoric maybe. And I think that's why we're here to celebrate this. Let's cut some pipe. Thank you.